The time has finally come, yo. We are finally here. Dog, it's been a long one. Alright, it's been a long one. I appreciate everyone that took time out of their day to come over here, man, because, dog, I know how late it is. Trust me, man, if it would have been any earlier, we would have been here, yo. We would have been here. But, listen, man. Oh my goodness, we even got Deku. We got a hero coming in, dropping a 10. Shout out to my dog, Deku, man. Thank you, Deku. Says peak fiction time. You better believe it. You better believe it. It's time for peak fiction. Thank you so much, Deku, bro. Go back to being a hero, though. Go back to being a hero. But, yo, shout out to my people, man. Once again, thank y'all so much for stopping by. I was like, yo, like, to be honest with y'all, well, first and foremost, is audio good? Is audio good? Because we're about to get right into this one. You already know, man. It's been all day, dude. I've been waiting all day. All day. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Let me see. If we're all good to go here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Yo, shout out to Big Brother Spicy. Goat, man. But, yo, real talk. I didn't even feel like... Today was so crazy that I was honestly thinking about doing an old, like, pre-recorded reaction because I was like, there's no way I'm going to have energy. Like, I already felt like I was out of energy halfway through the day in a good way. In a good way. But I was like, nah, when I get home, I'm not going to have the energy, man. And so I was like, I'm not going to stream. I don't feel like streaming. I'll just do a good old classic pre-recorded reaction, read some greatness, be in there. But then I talked to my dog Presno, and shout out to Presno for snapping me out of it because I almost forgot what I was reading. I almost forgot what we're here for. We ain't here for just any other series. You feel me? I guess the break got to me. I forgot where we were. I forgot that I was in the middle of my favorite fight in my favorite arc in my favorite series. I forgot where I was. I forgot that at the end of last chapter, we saw Big Goat Man's fist coming down strong. Alright, I was like, hold up, man. For some reason, I was like, nah, I'm coming home to greatness, but I forgot. I forgot where we were. I forgot that we were in the middle of the climax of Goat Nigashima in the best-selling manga in history. Like, yo, we ain't here to just read any other piece of literature, man. We're here to read the Goat. We are here today to read the latest installment in that Wano and Onigashima awesome sauce of what is currently the second best-selling comic of all time. We are here today to read the one, the only peak goatness in there like swimwear. The anime's coming back this week with some roof piece. We're hitting right here, hopefully, with some Gear 5th piece. But it's finally time to read the greatness of One Piece. Yo, once again, man, shout out to Presno, dude. Real talk, because my plan was to come home and just record it, right? No stream. But I was like, yo, we're in the goals! Like, we're in the middle of greatness, man! Like, come on! This, like, yo, once again, thank you to everybody who's gonna come by in the stream. But we're gonna get right into the chapter, because I know, unannounced, we're late, but I don't care, bro. I had to read the chapter today. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to bed without reading this chapter. Come Flagnards or what? I was reading this chapter. And so, here we go. And the title of the chapter is 20 Years. Oh, what are those implications? What are those implications? So, 20 years, we know that fist has the weight of 20 years of awesome sauce behind it, right? Like, is that what it means? Could it be something to do with the scap? Let's see. Chapter 1048, 20 years. Here we see Brule. We even get to see Cracker. And we see Brule talking about Ichiji and Reiju here as she's sticking her hand into the mirror world. Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage Volume 10 is Germa trying to infiltrate Chocolate Town. Now, what's very interesting about this particular cover page is that I honestly thought that we were going to get a cliffhanger after the last one. I thought the last one was going to leave us from here for a little minute. But no, we're right back in there like swimwear. We're even seeing Cracker and Brulee, so shout out to Cracker and Brulee. But the title of this week's chapter has me like, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. And we're on the roof. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm here for, yo. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. I don't know what y'all here for, man, but this is what I'm here for. I'm here for the goat with the coat. White hair strong. Nika goatness. That's what I'm here for, man. Going up against Hyaku Juno Lesnar. Dog. Move Onigashima out the way. Luffy, wait, that can't be done. So we see the big massive fist, and we're seeing from a different perspective, just seeing how massive the fist is. The fist looks as big as Onigashima. And it's right above Kaido. We even get to see how big it is in comparison to Kaido. So we see this massive Conqueror's coated fist. The fist of legend. Alright? Coming down from the heavens as if NL himself was like, come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's get it, man. Come here. And then you have the Conqueror's coated lightning. I love this panel. And then here you have Momonosuke on the right. Luffy, wait, they can't be done. It's not. No, he thinks back to Odin, Toki, and Hiyori. I know you'll find a way to revive the Kozuki clan in the future. Did he just bash his head into Onigashima? Here we have Gear. That's what I'm talking about, dude. This right here is why I'm here, man. This right here. Let's go. So here we have hair flowing in the wind. Kaido. Very well. I'll take this one head on. Have you heard, Straw Hat? And Luffy looks down. This country's hero burned to death 20 years ago. He's even talking about Odin. He's even going directly into the heart of Wano and talking about Odin, bro. Burned to death 20 years ago. Double spread. Oh, look at this panel! Yo! This panel goes crazy! This panel goes crazy! Look at the flame! Oh, look at the flames, bro! Flaming drum? We have 2 drums. We have 2 drums in the flower capital, y'all. We have 2 drums on top of Onigashima! The flaming drum dragon. Flaming... Oh, now this thing looks filthy. This has been a lawless land since then. They've waited all this time for you saviors to show up. And you get to see how little Luffy in his Gear 5th state is in comparison right here. This panel's amazing, man. This panel goes way too hard, bro. Way too hard. So is this like Kanji means Great Blazing Dragon Torch. Kanedaiko, the flaming drum. Dude, that's such a fire name. Y'all know how much we dig the drums of wood. Like, yo, we love the drums of liberation out here, man. We live it. We breathe it, alright? But to have countering the drums of liberation, the flaming drum dragon. Dog, I can't stop looking at this panel, man. This thing goes hard. This thing goes way too hard. This is cold. Hot? Well, I mean, you know. Don't worry. It's okay to let go. I assure you, I won't run. He said, I assure you ain't running. Trust me. Trust me. After all, your right hand won't come crashing down. Nah, he's challenging him. Because I'm gonna vaporize? He's gonna try to vaporize this man Luffy's fist? Like, I'll let that happen. Gomu Gomu no! Rising... This is gonna be... What you call hockey is known as Rio here in Wano. And the fist? Gramps taught me how to attack without making contact. I'm gonna knock you to the bottom of Jigoku. Bajrang? Bajrang gun, blazing Bagua, and they have a sky split in the air, legitimate sky. I feel like there's a meteor falling. Fujitora's like, yo, I never use my ability. But yeah, he ain't have to. He ain't have to, because when the two goats are going in, you don't even need to use meteors. You don't need to use gravity. All you gotta do is look up into the sky and see Big Fist go with the goat and, oh, the flaming drum dragon. Bajrang gun coming down, clashing with the blazing Bagua, dog. So you get to see the impact. And this just looks crazy. And then you get to see the oh, I love these two panels right here, man. To Bajra and Bali. Oh, the Hanuman theory. But of course it's going towards the ability, not the form. But still, it's really cool. This picture for some Wukong kanji means Monkey King. Ah, Monkey King. That's dope. Okay, so it's the Monkey King Kong gun? Or the Monkey King gun, basically? Is that what it's going to be translated as? Is like Monkey King gun? I don't know. But that sounds dope, though. You imagine the Monkey King gun? Regardless, you get to see that he's truly trying to vaporize his fist. So he's firing this blazing Bagua. And that's very interesting. The fact that it's not just limited to, of course, the Thunder Bagua. It's not just limited to him going in with the mace and attempting to take your head off, right? So, of course, now he can utilize the Bagua type of technique within his dragon state, which is really, really cool. But he's trying. And I love these two frames on the bottom showcasing just how strong both of these attacks are. Because you get to see Luffy like bracing himself, and he's in gear 5th. And he's bracing himself. And then on the other side you have Kaido, who's trying his hardest to burn this fist, man. I love this fight. Look at the panels on the top right, dude. Like, I let that happen. Gomu Gomu no and the Rising Dragon. I mean, things we love to see, right? Things we love to see. True goats. True goats. Oh no, Kin. No, we're away? Oh. I get it, man. I know, I understand why, but I want to see the goat with the golden Kaido, bro. Dog, don't leave me hanging, man. Don't leave me. I've already been left hanging for 2 weeks. Your boy's been left hanging for fruit, dog. Like, if the tree's right here, I'm trying my hardest to get up, and they're just pushing the ladder down. I'm like, brother, I'm just trying to get to the apple. They ain't even letting me get to the tree bark. I can't even get to the tree bark. Man. Well, at least we're seeing this. Alright, shout out to my boy, Mr. Soge Kingu here. At least we're seeing this. Oh no, Kin Kiku, I didn't mean to drop you. Please be alive, don't go dying on me now. Sir Straw, we're counting on you. Take Kaido down, finish him for good. You better believe my dog's about to do it. Kawamatsu the goat. This nightmare won't end unless Kaido is driven from this land. Odin-sama's retainers are getting away. Don't let a single one escape. Run. Odin-sama, don't look back. Odin-sama. Man. There's only one place those samurai would go, Kuri. They intend to safeguard Odin's heir, Momonosuke, so he has a son. I'll deal with him myself. And he did try, I'm not gonna lie. He definitely, like, you can't blame Kaido for not trying. I mean, my boy Real Deal went out and attempted to take him out. But it didn't work. It didn't work. Please have mercy. Stop hunting the Kozuki clan. And Kaido just starts whacking these dudes. Don't hesitate to shoot any vermin that dares defy their shogun. What of Odin's wife? Also, we're seeing this all from the perspective now. Whenever the castle burned... Oh, wow. So we're seeing the aftermath of the castle burning. What of Odin's wife? She was confirmed dead in Bakura Town. No one else was seen fleeing the ruins of Odin Castle. The Kozuki line is officially dead. And so they thought that Hiyori, Toki, and Momonosuke all died here, as well as all the retainers, because they didn't see any of their bodies. Now the time has come for you, Daimyo, to choose. Will you help us usher in a new Wano? Or will you try to wage war? A stupid question. And here you get to see the other individuals here. Kibi, Hakumai, Ringo, Udon, and then what if you don't get to see right here from the right? I miss Yasue, bro. Yasue was a G, dog. Yasue was a G. We refuse to recognize a shogun that isn't Kozuki. It is our duty to avenge Odin. Yo, actually, hold on. Go back up to this top panel. There's something oddly suspicious about these three. It's like, you know, whenever you're reading something, and I think it's because I've been reading Kubera, that like I'm just questioning everything I read now. But these three, the numbers, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll come back. Like I said, my brain's gone through it today, so I might be super reaching capping here. But, you know, I blame Kubera. We refuse to recognize a shogun that isn't a Kozuki. It is our duty to avenge Odin. I'm going to see all the individuals right here on the bottom as Kaido is going ham on the castle. Blast Breath. Yo, he was playing no games. Bro, this man was going in. Goofufu, ha ha ha. Mwahaha, weaklings. It would be an insult to call any of you samurai. If only that fool didn't have Kaido backing him. Quiet, Orochi has ears everywhere. Kaido's forces will find us. Track down every able-bodied young man you can and bring them here. This entire country will become our weapons factory. Wait, please, don't take him. Daddy, who do you think you're mouthing off to? Why has the river gone dark? Man, so this is, of course, when pollution really started hitting hard. And they no longer were able to drink out of the same water they were able to drink from before. And so now everything had a price. There's no more drinking water. The crops won't grow. Man, out here alone. And you get to see the skull right here on the bottom left, a showcase. And you even get to see nooses. Oh, that's dark, bro. That's dark. The crops won't grow and there's nothing left to eat. If you can still breathe, you can still work. And we see them in Udon. Keep your hands moving, you scum. Don't count on any miracles to come to save you. The borders are staying closed. And it keeps showing the news, bro. I can only imagine how many individuals must have just ended it. The pain was too much. We have to be patient. It'll be a long winter. But we have to believe. And then it goes back to Kaido in chapter 795. It's like, does he feel any guilt about any of this? Maybe it does all have to do with his backstory, but at the same, maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know. We have to be patient. It'll be a long winter. But we have to believe in Tokisama's words. Look at those gluttonous fools, Kaido. They actually ate the leftovers of the defective smile fruits. That's it. Let's have the rest of Ebisu Town follow suit. Dog. I'm remembering how much I can't stand Orochi, bro. Like, yo, somebody needs to... Bro, like, yo, Orochi be getting on my nerves, man. Like, he's a fantastic villain in that regard, where you just want to punch him. You just want to see someone just eliminate this dude. But for the love of all that is Flagnars, bro, somebody come in and pull this guy, man. Their bellies will stay empty and their loved ones will continue to keel over. But they won't be able to do anything except grin brightly. They'll never stop laughing. It's like they knew exactly what they were doing, bro. It's the perfect fate for this country's pests. Goofu, ha 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 ha. And it's like you understand where he's coming from. You know where the Flagnard's coming from because of the entire history with him and being a Kurozumi and whatnot. But it's like that doesn't excuse any of this, bro. Especially for the amount of time that he did this, like that doesn't excuse any of it one bit, man. And you get to see him in his state. Curse you, Komurasaki. We're back to the present? Yo, Komurasaki, go up in there. Bro, show hands. I gotta see some hands. Alright? Gufu, ha ha ha. I'm taking you with me. You shouldn't have underestimated the wrath of the Kurozumi clan. And it looks like he's on fire. And now we're seeing that parallel between Kaido and Orochi here. With Kaido, of course, being in his blazing dragon form, which is so sick. But then right here you have like a last-ditch effort from Orochi as he's completely covered in flames. Look, he honestly, he looks like an Elden Ring boss right here. He looks like Rykard or something. You feel me? Like, he legit looks like somebody who would fight in that game. I'll be seeing you in Jikoku. We can drink together down there. Boo ha 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 ha. Seems things are getting out of hand here. Who's that? Please tell me that's Denjiro, bro. Thank God, dog! This man's been over here gone for 5 years! This man's been gone for 5 years, bro! Dog, this man's been gone so long, I forgot he was a character! But he's back! He's off the bench! Let's go! So there it goes. Another theory confirmed from the entire community, right? The entire community was like, Denjiro, please! Please! Alright, it makes so much sense, right? You get this character in Denjiro, whom has been with Komurasaki. They have lived, both him and Hiyori, through all of the darkest times here in the present. Right? So and so is Kawamatsu and a few of the others, but in regards to most of the Scabbards and Momonosuke, they were sent into the future, so they didn't live those 20 years of tyranny. They lived a bit of it, but they didn't live all of it. They didn't live the extent of it. And so to have this moment here with Denjiro and Komurasaki is so great, because now what we're going to have is an individual who did live through all of that, finally putting an end to this sicko, dude. Finally putting an end to Orochi, man. Yo, and I love the way this panel is drawn. So you get to see right here, he looks shocked, he looks down, and then you see Denjiro just cut it off. He's just, palo! And he's holding Komurasaki in a similar type of state as it was back in Act 2. Oh, I love these pages, man. We look down. Please make Orochi disappear. That's how bad they wanted to get rid of dude, bro. And I'm pretty sure that was a child that said that, right? Where it was like, please, like, if this is a wish, if this is a lantern that no one's gonna see, because of course if the government sees it, we're just gonna all die. But if Orochi can't see this, and this is a wish that's going straight up, then if my wish can be granted, please let this man disappear, bro. And look at Denjiro's face, dog. Yo, this is actually a mad emotional little panel right here, dude. Because you gotta think about it, especially with the rest of the chapter. Like, these are 20 years of suffering that these individuals have gone through thanks to Orochi and Kaido. But especially Orochi, who has been the main individual behind all of this, right? And so you have this person who is taking full advantage of the fact that Odin and the Retainers is not here anymore. So much so, is he a coward that every time they even brought him up, he just started going crazy, right? And so now you have a scenario to where 20 years. So that's why the name of this chapter is 20 years, because it is the weight. What Denjiro came in with was the weight of 20 years of suffering. 20 years of going through all of this. So, I mean, I guess it technically could be Luffy's fist as well, carrying all that, but no, it definitely has to be for Denjiro. Because it's like, you gotta think about it, right? They lived through it. It's what made that stuff in Act 2 hit so hard when we received that context after the Odin flashback, the Komurasaki, that Hiyori and Denjiro were going through, right, for all those years. And it's like, that's what when Hiyori and the Conjuro stuff initially happened, I was like, that was a perfect way for Orochi to go out. But now that Denjiro was also able to deliver a finishing blow in the way that he was not able to back earlier on the arc, it's an extremely beautiful moment, man. Especially this page is so great because it has Denjiro right here slicing off Orochi's head as you see one of the kids, or it might even be an adult at this point. Please make Orochi disappear. Like, this is the wish that everyone wanted. This is, like, the wishes of the individuals who wish they could say these things. And so on this day where they're allowed this moment of tranquility, this moment to where they can be themselves, they put out this wish of, like, please let this tyranny end. Let us, especially individuals who lived throughout all this 20 years of suffering, and then the people who were born after that were born because of the circumstances of all of that, right? It's like those individuals suffer so much, they never knew what peace was. They never knew what life before Orochi was. And so it's like, just get this Flagnard out of power. And, oh, man, this is beautiful, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really was, whenever I saw Orochi come out last chapter, I was like, man, it really... I'm just tired of seeing this dude's face, alright? I just really am. Well, at the same time, it's been great seeing everyone just pwn him, right? We got to see Kaido pwn him. We got to have so many individuals just have their work of, okay, Orochi, you're gone. It's been great, right? Just seeing him constantly die at multiple hands and then, of course, come back. But in this case, this one has so much weight because of the individuals delivering the blow, and because he was under Orochi now. Like, he was under Orochi for all these years. He had to suffer throughout all this. And we know how much he suffered because even his face, his hair, all of that changed due to the stress of having been with Orochi. So, I love this panel. I love this. I love this entire section, especially this right here. Please make Orochi disappear. So good, man. No. You even have... Bro, look at what it says right here. Free us from this hell. Give me a sip of... Oh, no. Dude. These are the wishes of the people, dog. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. This is mad emotional. And it has a lot to do with the anime, too, right? Because, like, the anime has allowed me to get so invested in the people of Wano. And I was already invested in the manga, but in the anime, it's like, with the soundtracks, getting those extended portions, the people of Wano, there's a connect, especially since we've been in Wano for 4 years, it's like, naturally, you resonate with that storyline. And it's like, bro, when you get stuff like this, please make Orochi disappear. Free us from this hell. And what I love so much about that line in particular, free us from this hell, is that it's not just the people of Wano. We could honestly have that same, or the people, I should say, the regular citizens of Wano. The same exact thing can be stated for Yamato. And maybe even for Kaido as well, bro. Based on how his backstory could go, right? Maybe he's trying to gain freedom this entire time. But for Yamato, that's for sure where hers is coming from. And then in this case, the people of Wano, man. And then they give me a sip of clear water. Like, that's all they need, bro. That's all they desire. They've been drinking polluted water for 20 years. Individuals that haven't had a good sip of Dasani, a sip of Zephyr Hills, a sip of Aquafina. They don't have that, dog. And so it's like, dang, man. And then look at Komorosaki's face as she's being held here. I mean, this is just... I love this page. This page is goated, bro. This page is It has to go with the code. I didn't even notice the go. Oh my god, what is that on top? Bro, you get to see this massive, like, burst of energy in the air as Conqueror's coding is being released. Luffy's yelling, ah, and let's go! That was the end of the chapter. No wonder this page was so godly. It was the end of the chapter. It was the end of the chapter! Dog, I was so focused on Komurosaki and Hiyori, I didn't even see the go with the code. The present hears the cries of the past. Oh, man. Yo, Woden Creative, you outdid yourself. Flaming Drum Dragon, this looks filthy. Oh, this final page looks phenomenal. Yo, Grace, once again with another phenomenal banger. Oh, this looks goated. This looks incredible. Wow, dude. We get the two separate hockey right here in the color version. You have the purple hockey representing Kaido, the red one, of course, for the go with the coat. Man, yo, y'all. Okay. Hold on. I gotta, I really like this chapter, dude. Like, I was wondering how I would feel about the Orochi thing once we got further into it, and I was wondering, because of course, we've had the last 2 weeks to really speculate and think on things, and naturally Denjiro came up a lot. So we're like, yo, Denjiro has to be the one to come in and do the finishing blow. But it's like seeing the way that it was executed hit hard, because now in this chapter, what we got was Momonosuke being motivated by memories of his past, by memories of his family, because that was just a few months ago for him, right? Like, he just lived through that stuff. And so, Luffy's coming in with a massive, gigantic fist. Him and Kaido about to throw down. You get Kaido going in, and what I love so much about this is, as he's stating this country's hero burned to death 20 years ago, he then turns into like a living personification of that fire. And so now you have Orochi who's on fire, and Kaido who's on fire, and it's like, oh my goodness. And the fact that it's called the Flaming Drub Dragon is so goat. It is so clean. So clean. And then we get the clash. We hear Blazing Bagua, Bajrangan. Thing is so sick. I love these top two panels right here so much. There's greatness between these two. But then we get to see all of the history up until this point. But specifically this time, we got to see it really from Kaido and Oroshi's perspective for certain sequences. And so, seeing how they handle certain things, seeing how they continuously just destroyed this place and destroyed the morale of the people of Wano, and really making them submit to their will. I mean, when you have a massive dragon going in and destroying everything, it's like, what else can you do? Like, dog, he's going in using blast breath left and right. It's like, what else can you do, bro? It's Kaido. It's Kaido. You've seen what this man has done this entire arc. Like, brother, that's Kaido. And they weren't able to do a single thing. And the thing that hits so hard, too, is the focus on not only the skull and bones, but also the nooses. And it's like, man, there's a lot of people that didn't make it to today. They didn't make it to where they are now because they couldn't handle it anymore, bro. There was nothing to eat. There was nothing to drink. Then the individuals that were suffering couldn't even suffer properly because of the smile fruit. Yo, this arc is dark, man. This arc is dark. The borders are staying closed. Then continuing to believe in Orochi, the slimy flagnard that he is. Then we get to see him in present time. Denjiro comes in. Yo, the weight of not only this entire chapter, but like the chapter's title is 20 years, man. Slices it off. But yo, it's the lantern. So, once again, the thing I originally thought something was going to be for was not that at all. I thought the lanterns, and they probably still are going to end up serving that purpose, is that the lanterns are going to showcase either Momonosuke having his Hour of Legends and or the finishing blow Luffy's going to have on Kaido. But regardless, the lanterns, I thought they were going to serve that purpose solely. But what it also served to show was the wishes of the individuals of Guano, and added even more emotional weight to what was already an extremely heavy chapter. Wow, man. I love this final page. This final page is incredible, dude. This final page is incredible, man. Denjiro, the lanterns, go with the code and Kaido throwing down. Yo, this chapter went hard, man. This chapter went hard, yo. Let me see. Let me look at the... Yo, man, dude. Man, yo, this was crazy. This was a great chapter, dude. It was a great chapter, man. Because the thing is, yeah, shout out to Denjiro. I see the Denjiro love right here. Goats, let's go. Yeah, no doubt, yo, Halo-sama coming in with a 20. Shout out to my dog Halo-sama. Haven't read the chapter yet, just sending some love. Always enjoy the stream, so I'm gonna keep up the great work. Yo, I appreciate you, Halo-sama, man, for sending a 20 without even reading the chapter. Go read the chapter. I mean, I'm sure you're not here anymore, but go read the chapter. Very cool poster, Denjiro. Straight facts, John Wayne. Straight facts. Don't tell. My man's Denjiro was playing hide and seek, I'm pretty sure. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, DJ, 100%. 100%. That had to have been the last head. Because it just has so much weight behind it. That's the perfect way for Orochi to go out. Especially when you think about the fact that both of them are on fire. Like, both of them they're both about to go down, both Orochi and Kaido. And they're both on fire. It's like, what better way to represent the dawn of a new era, the dawn of a new day, the fact that the old is being taken out, the tyranny is being taken out, than for these two individuals to be representing the same thing, which is the flames that have kept the borders of this country closed ever since Odin's death, and even honestly even before that. But to have that visual representation, and now we have both of them on fire as Orochi gets killed, and now we're going to have a scenario to where Luffy and Kaido, their fight is going to end within the next 2 chapters, it looks like. Unless we go into the next chapter and Kaido's flashback happens. But at this point, this is a clash happening in midair, and it looks like it might just end soon, bro. I was wondering how Oda was going to do it this week, but he did it so... Yo, I love this dragon state. This blazing dragon form goes so hard, man. Yo, Andres Gonzalez, yo, thank you so much for continuing the membership, yo. I truly appreciate you. Imagine Kaido's a fire mode in high... Ooh, a hybrid form fire mode? The drums of hybrid? I'm down for that, man. That would actually look so clean. Actually, if we do get... Because here's the thing. So let's go into hypothetical situations here. Let's just say they both clash with the fists. They knock each other down towards the flower capital, towards Onigashima, wherever it is. And they do give their last-ditch efforts in their strongest forms. So we have hybrid form, and like you said, if it's on fire, then my goodness, and gear 5th. And just throw in hands. I could honestly see, if that is his strongest state, him combining it with the hybrid form. Now, what fascinates me about this in particular is the whole flame cloud concept. And I'm going to assume Kaido could not use this ability until he stopped holding up Onigashima. And so right now Momonosuke, by bashing his head up against it, is literally holding up Onigashima with as much strength as he possibly can, because Kaido, after this, I'm going to assume all the strings are off, right? Like, he already stated that. He already stated that he's going to let Onigashima fall. And so right now, all of his focus is on Luffy. And with that being said, now that those flame clouds no longer have to be in the air, then those potentially are what's wrapped around his body, creating this visual flaming state. Which is so dope, bro. It's so dope. So you got flaming drum. I just love that name, man. The Drum Dragon. So you got the Drum Dragon and the dragons and the Drums of Liberation, dude. Flaming Drum Dragon. Filthy. Absolutely filthy. And I love what Kaido says right here too, because it also adds to this entire chapter. Of like, they waited all this time for you guys to show up. It's like they always held out hope. They believed in Toki's words. You know, there was people who said that it was a fairy tale. People said that none of that was going to happen, that it was just ghosts and a myth and all that stuff. They still believed. There was still a remnant that believed. So what you going to do about that? Are you actually going to fulfill what you were supposed to do? Are you going to take me out? You got to do it to me in Flaming Dragon State, baby. Kaido's filthy. Kaido's filthy. Oh, you guys are right. No break next week. No break next week. Let's go. What if Luffy loses a hand? Well, you better strap it back on. You better pick it right back up. Do that. Put that thing right back and have that Gear 5th Looney Tunes moment. Whoa! Woo-hoo. But on a serious note, if he does end up losing his hand, could you imagine? I don't want my dog to lose a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like we've already had multiple instances in the series of him potentially almost losing his hands, right? I remember in Marineford whenever he was about to get his hand sliced off by Mihawk, and it's like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? And so you've had multiple instances throughout the series, but if he does end up losing a hand, I mean, if it's the Kaido, you can see why. You can see why. You feel me? Facts, though, tell truly peak. The noose release, yo, same here. Oh my Gina, like legit, yo, legit. Like the noose hit so hard because you guys remember early on the arc where we had those moments, and it was showcasing the parent and the child, and we had a really, really dark moment there. And it was going to show, like, the darkest parts of Wano, just not shown, like, because, of course, it's a Weekly Shonen Jump, so you can't show things that are like that. You have to imply them. But in this week's chapter, it was more than an implication. It was right in your face, right? And what a lot of people had to go through. The consequences of that, the decisions they had to make, and it adds further weight to how important this is to the people of this country. And that's why that lantern scene at the end really hit hard. Really, really hit hard, man. Like that legit, I had a tear like dropping, dude. I was like, yo, that, because like I said, you've been with these characters for so long, you've been here in this country for so long, and you know how much these individuals, especially the people who have never known what pre-Orochi Wano was, like the kids, and the people who knew what Odin's era was. And it's like you have a combination of those two, and they just want Orochi out of there. And it's like, please free us from this ridiculous place. We can't have clean water. We can't have food. Like, it's just tough, man. Stuff. I really, really like this chapter. Yo, Tim the Gamer, happy birthday, yo! He says, I had an amazing birthday today, and even with a new chapter dropping on it, was even better. Just that final shot is the peak. Agreed. Final shot was truly, truly peak, yo. Truly peak. We're playing the entire chapter. It was goated. It was a great chapter. Great, great chapter. But yo, happy birthday, man. Everybody give a shout out to Tim the Gamer, Santa Hat Gang, for the birthday. I hope it was a good one. And how could it not have been a good one with this awesome chapter dropping, right? Yo, Ashen Samurai, no break next week. I'm telling you, it's going to be goat. It's going to be goated. Lanterns will light up the sky in Onigashima. Everyone will see Luffy beat the flag runners out of Kaido. I'm hoping so. Spicy Lice. Definitely hoping for that, big boy. Definitely hoping. Because the thing is, you got to think about it, right? Like, we've had so many callbacks to other arcs. What better way than to have the signature Skypiea callback than to have the Nika pose in the air, showcasing the drums of liberation resounding throughout all of Wano as Kaido is being taken out, and the dawn is literally rising behind them. It'd be perfect. It'd be perfect. That's a good point, Word Galore. So Word Galore says that he produced a dragon body form from his mouth. At least we see him breathing fire in hybrid form. I don't think he can go fire mode. So, and then you see then there's the flame clouds. And that's what I was getting at, right? When it came to the flame clouds earlier, like, I do believe with the flame clouds, you could technically cover yourself, right? If that is a source. You could, in base form or in hybrid form, turn into this big flaming state. It's such a cool form. It just looks so dope. I can't wait to see this in the anime. Looks crazy. Yo, Killer69, Coaches might be reached, but this might be a meta commentary in Japan working culture, which essentially work like slave and die. I mean, yo, it would not be a far reach at all. I mean, we see not just what Oda's doing with Wano, and how we're explicitly seeing him talking about Japan, its culture, how its ideologies, like we're seeing all that in the forefront here, especially within the story of One Piece, of course, but you feel like there is a bit of meta commentary there on the actual state of Japan, how Oda does feel about it too. And even if it's not necessarily how Oda feels about it, it might be the the reason why I say this is because I've seen how Hideo Kojima and other individuals that think of Japan in this type of way showcase it in their stories, especially post World War II. And so, because of that, it's not a reach to say that this is a meta commentary on Japan. Of course, we're never going to know unless Oda has an interview, but based on what we've seen so far, that is definitely not a reach at all, my friend. Like you absolutely could be right. Because there is a lot of different things within here that we see that, you know, aren't as extreme, but you look at it just in terms of being so close-minded and not being accepting to, you know, the way that things are going, or to the way that the rest of the world feels about certain things. Like I do feel like there's a lot of that Oda's trying to say here. And I think that was the basis that later grew into what Wano is now. But, of course, we don't know. But I think that's a very interesting idea. I really want to see Kaido's flashback before Kaido's defeat. I mean, I think it's going to happen. I think at this point it's safe to say that we might get, before the punch lands, let's just say, hypothetical scenario here, y'all. Hypothetical scenario. Let's just say that the punch lands. Let's just say, my bad. Let's just say that the punch is about to land because Kaido wasn't able to stop him. Right before it hits Kaido, we get his flashback. And then we cut back from the flashback, Luffy hits Kaido. That's the end of it. He's done it before with Walpole. He's done it before with other characters where we'll see right before a punch lands or right before a situation takes place towards the end of an arc, we get like the big major flashback for something. And of course the Oden flashback was the big major flashback for Wano. But the Kaido flashback to me is just as important as Oden's flashback. Right? So, because it's going to give us so much context. And so having that weight before that final blow is delivered, before the people of Wano can celebrate the fact that they're free, I feel like that is very, very important. And if it's not shown before Luffy delivers his final blow, then that would mean that what we're going to see in Kaido's flashback is integral to post-Wano and beyond, which is also a possibility. So, that's my guess. We see the Kaido's flashback before the finishing blow. If that's going to be the big takeaway from that flashback, will be Kaido as a character and what that means overall context-wise to Wano itself. Or if the biggest takeaway Oda wants to have from the Kaido flashback is going to be important for the future of the series, then he'll keep it for post-Wano. I genuinely do believe that to be the case. But personally, I think having it before the fight ends would add so much weight to that entire scenario. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Shout out to Go with the Coast birthday. That's right. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. Yo, sticky nut juice. You already know, dude. Peak fiction. It's always peak fiction. Have you read the Boichi Ace manga chapter 4? I have not. I have not read it. I have not read it. That's facts, oh my Jonah. Like, yo, real talk. Like, I feel like that was the one story Luffy did not fall asleep to. Like, he listened to the Legend of Odin, you know? So he knows the weight of this. It's very, very true. Yo, Brez boy. What's good, my boy? Yo, Wart Galore comes in with a 2. Shout out to my dog Wart Galore. You notice how small Kaido is in the Fire Dragon. So, the real Kaido, right? I thought I noticed that. So, is it in his head? Like, Kaido? Because I thought I saw, like, a little miniature Kaido inside the real Kaido. Excuse me, instead of the big Kaido. So, yeah, if that's the Kaido right there, right behind him, then I do see him. I do see him. Let me look at the colored version real quick. Yeah, see? It looks like there's Kaido, and then there's like this big expanded version of Kaido, which is this. Interesting. Very interesting. Man, this looks so dope, dude. Like, seriously, it looks so dope. And now in this state, we get to see another panel from below with Onigashima. Now it looks like both this form and Luffy's fist are just as big as Onigashima. And so regardless, Onigashima's getting... that thing might get destroyed, bro. But it's going to be up to Momonosuke to make sure it doesn't, right? At this point, but just look at how huge they look. These colorings go crazy. But yeah, no, absolutely War Galore, man. Thank you so much for that. Because I thought I saw that within the video, but I thought I was tripping. But no, like, legit. Like, this is facts. It looks like there's a mini Kaido in there. So it's like this is like a bigger, like a giant representation of this state. Which is really cool. I just love the way it looks. King, what do you think about Shodai Kitetsu being the sword and Onigashima instead of with the Gorosei? That is fascinating, Vortex. That's actually crazy. Like, that would imply that giants were using Shodai Kitetsu, or at least Onis were using Shodai Kitetsu. Maybe even Oars, somebody related to Kaido, whoever it was using that sword, and they buried, because we know that, at least for me, if the way I see it is, especially with blades, and the reason why, like, when the sword, when Ryuma's blade was taken from his grave, that was seen as a big offense, because those things are seen as, like, being so close to their owners, especially if you've been with them for so many years. And so it's like, there's a bond there, there's an unbreakable bond between blade and master. And so when you have a moment to where, in that same way where Ryuma's blade was on his grave for so many years, here that blade could represent whoever in the Flying Flagons was ruling over Onigashima for all that time. And if that was Shodai Kitetsu, that's actually kind of cool. That's actually super dope. Yo, Brez Boy coming in with a 5. Okay, Brez Boy. Do you think that when Hancock was a slave, she prayed to Nika? And somehow subconsciously her love for Luffy could be Nika related? That is actually super interesting. I never really thought about it in that way. Oda would retcon. I mean, of course, not with context. You're most certainly right. That could be the case. But I do believe that Hancock's love for Luffy is still going to be based on, Luffy being Luffy, right? Not necessarily Luffy being Nika. But my fascination with the praying to Nika thing, I think so. And what fascinates me about that, now that you say that, is I'm thinking back to the Fisher Tiger backstory, and I'm remembering how important it was for them to go out above the ocean and see the world for themselves, not just the world, the actual sun. Like, remember when Shirahoshi in chapter 105, she saw the actual sun with her own 2 eyes, and she said, what a wonderful world. And it's like Luffy being the representation of that. Whenever he showed up, freed them, did what he did, that basically was that as well. You got me thinking now, Brez Boy, bro. You really do. You got me thinking. That's a very interesting thought. Like, that's a really interesting thought. I like that. But like you said, definitely, because the the Nika stuff is so recent. It's like, well, of course, right? But at the same time, it's especially at the time in Amazon Lily when it was being published, for sure, it was just because Luffy's being Luffy. But now with that context, and especially like I said, Fisher Tiger context, it's like they legitimately could have. Legitimately could have. I like that. Shout out to my dog Brez Boy, bro. Thanks for streaming for us, King. Hope the chapter gave you a boost of energy. Yo, Doom Boogie, it really did, man. Like, real talk, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I was not going to stream today. I was not going to stream today. But shout out to my dog Presno for reminding me what we're actually doing here. Like, we're reading the best-selling manga in history. And it's peak. We're reading Peak Piece, alright? And I'm so glad I did the stream because it was such a good chapter. And I'm so glad I had this opportunity to discuss this with y'all. So thank you all for stopping by. I'm surprised that we got to as many viewers as we have because, like I said, it's so late. I honestly didn't expect barely anyone to show up because I was like, man, we're way later than usual. the poor individuals that usually watch my streams, they're definitely asleep. So I was like, you know what? I can't go to bed without reading this chapter. I couldn't do it. So to everyone who's here, I truly appreciate y'all, man. I really, really do. Yo, California Penguin spitting facts. The chat always does have the best ideas. Chat is the GOAT, alright? The true MVP of these streams, and what makes these streams so much fun, is without a doubt the chat. There's no doubt about that. Y'all be coming up with some crazy stuff, man. And we love to see it. Andres Gonzalez says, this feels like a Dragon Ball moment where this punch will last multiple chapters. Momo has this moment. Now, I agree with you, Andres Gonzalez, and I think that Momonosuke has to have that moment. Not just Momonosuke, Yamato as well. And so when they have their moment, that's going to peak at the same time that Luffy defeats Kaido. And so we're going to have those two major things. In the same way that we got in this chapter, heading towards the end, Luffy and Kaido, as Orochi is finally taken out by Denjiro, we're going to have a scenario like the Momonosuke and Yamato. And I'm interested in whether or not Oda's going to show the people of Wano seeing Momonosuke do what he's doing. And that's something we've been talking about in the past couple afterthoughts and predictions, but it's just I'm so fascinated by the idea of Momonosuke having his own hour of legend of sorts with the people of Wano watching him. Or if they don't see him and they just hear the legend of what Momonosuke did, that would also be equally cool. Because it's like Odin did it. Odin showcase like what they saw with Odin, they saw with their own two eyes. But they also didn't see a lot of the stuff that he did do to protect them as well. And so Momonosuke's case, it's like they might not even necessarily have to see this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Condor Walrus. You're absolutely right. Definitely, and you see that in a lot of Japanese media, that the artists are talking about how xenophobic they are, and it's actually it's a driving force behind quite a few pieces of art that are out there, video games, movies, whatever it be. Definitely, Tiago M. You're absolutely right. I mean, Luffy is Nika, so Luffy is Nika. No, thank you for stopping by, oh my Gio, and I truly appreciate you. Have an awesome one. I truly appreciate you for stopping by. Like I said, I know it's late, so thank you so much. Hope you have a good one. We are nearing to chapter 1050. I feel like those are going to be insane chapters. Some people says chapter 1055 to 1065 is crazy and insane. So this is the way I see it, right? If the arc ends, if this fight ends up ending at 1050, that would mean that the flashback is going to happen in post Wano. That's why I do not think that this is going to be a situation where the fight ends at 1050 anymore. Unless Kaido's flashback is just really, really quick. Because, let's just say, for the sake of argument, Kaido's flashback is 3 chapters. If that flashback happens before Luffy's final blow hits, then naturally it would have to extend. However, when Luffy does defeat Kaido, technically from that moment on, especially if the flashback already happened, we're in post-Wano season. And so you're right, if that's the case, 1055, 1065 could be peak. It could be peak. It really could. Facts, Killer 69. I really like that too. And the last two chapters emphasize on that. Jason Todd, I want to drop in and say, great job. Can't wait to sit and watch this in full. First time comment leaver, longest time watcher. Yo, I appreciate you, man. I truly appreciate you. You know, I've heard so many individuals that just watch the videos, but they never leave any comments. And I resonate with y'all so much because I do the same thing. I can't even tell you the amount of people that I watch. I've never left a comment before. And so when I see stuff like that, I really resonate with it. So I know how much it takes for you to comment on something. So the fact that you commented means so much to me. So thank you so much for that, Jason, bro. I appreciate you. Oh, no, Lestaban, I got it. Like the daimyo, the ones who... No, I got that. That's what I was saying. Because whenever you see those three individuals, I was like, wait a minute, bro. The numbers? You know what I mean? Because the thing is, they looked more like the numbers there than they did in chapter 1024. That's why I was like, am I reaching? Am I capping? I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't make it clear. Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, these are the three individuals from the Yamato flashback. But the first thing that came to my head was, no, they real deal might actually be the numbers. look, they might actually be the numbers. That's what that's what I said. No, I definitely noticed. I just I was more so focused on on the fact that they actually could be the numbers now, you know. But no, I appreciate you, Lestaban, man. Thank you for looking out. Yo, Pluto, my boy. You went to the stream late. Hope you enjoyed the chapter. I really did. I really, really did. I thought it was great. Not only did I think it was great, I honestly think this chapter was... It was just such a great culmination of everything that we've gotten up until this point. Not only that, but especially as we're heading into the end of the fight, or into the end of the arc, we needed a chapter like this to really showcase the weight of all of everything that's happening here. And I thought it was super well... Whoa! Excuse me. Khan the Walrus. Sweet Flagnards. Coming in with a 50. 50! Khan the Walrus going to a 50 strong. Love you and your content, man. You are a blazing beam of positivity, and we all love you for it. Nah, man. I love y'all for it. I love y'all for putting up with this blazing beam of insanity, because I can understand how ridiculous it gets sometimes, but I love y'all for loving me for who I am, man. I truly do appreciate y'all for that. It means the world to me, dude. Like, my man's just casually dropped to 50 talking about some, yo. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But yo, Khan the Walrus, bro. Nothing but love for you, my brother. No doubt. You're a real one. And I truly appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for it. Thank you for the kind words. And I truly hope everything's good with you, dog. Holy Flagnards. Man, casually dropping 50s. Casually dropping 50s. Crazy, man. Definitely Blue Guy 15. I really love that about this chapter too. It's the desperation from the people of Wano to just get that man out of power. Like, get him out of power. And you get to see that within the wishes and the lanterns. And it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful to see that in this one moment of tranquility where they believe no one's watching, they could actually have a moment to be free and give a message out to the world. And you know, after episode 1015, because Yamato was already one of my favorite characters. Already. I mean, y'all know how much I love Yamato. But after I saw 1015, I more so realized why that's the case. And it also elevated my love for her even more. But I understood why that was the case. And I want to dig into that into a video in the near future. But one of the reasons for that is that quest for freedom, because of being like a visual representation of what's happening here in the Wano country as a character. And that quest for freedom being so just, it's such a compelling storyline. But when you get to see that in this chapter on a large scale, it's like, wow, all of the people of Wano feel this way. They all want to be free like Odin. They all want to escape from the tyranny of Orochi and Kaido. And when you see those little scenes, it just hits so hard. It just sits so hard. Yo, just some guy with a just some guy without a mustache. I love that name. As you're heading into the end of the arc, this has been the case of 1041. It doesn't seem like it's an end. So the way I see it is the same way that I see with every other arc. When I say that it is heading toward the end of the arc, what I mean by it is that we are heading into like the downward spiral, right? Like we're heading into the final parts of it, as in like there could be 20 chapters left, 30 chapters left. I think, well, at least what I mean whenever I say that is, because I've been doing this for so long, I have a good general idea when I'm like, all right, by Wano's terms, like, I'll give you a quick example. When Dressrosa was, I think it was like, I want to say it was like 750, 760. I was like, okay, we're heading towards the end of Dressrosa. And it didn't end for 40 chapters. But we were on the final stretch of Dressrosa, because Law was boxing Doflamingo, we got his flashback, and then Luffy, taking out Bellamy, going back up there, all that stuff, right? That sort of similar thing was happening here, where when we got Gear 5th, I was like, you know what? This is the real actual, like, we're heading towards the end of this arc now. Maybe even before that, maybe when 1042 dropped. And so, that's the way I see it. Like I said, maybe I may see it differently. But whenever I say something like that, like as we're heading towards the end of the arc, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's just like, we're heading towards the final stretch, the final part of the battle. So that's just the way I see it. Yo, speak, my boy. They know in the culmination, it's one of those episodes when the episode adaptation could be fire. Oh, no, the episode adaptation of this could be gas. The Lurking Legend Khan would say, the music, yo. Shout out to my boy Khan. The anime is going to be peak from now on for the rest of Wano. Facts, Maki Man. Facts. Yo. Hold on. Woke up to a One Piece reaction stream. Yo, shout out to Rizzo, yo. Waking up to Goat Piece. King Recon, are you ready for episode 1017? I am not Vortex. I'm not ready for anything after 1015. I'm not ready for any of that peak after 1015, yeah. No doubt about that. Yo, why do I exist? That would actually be really cool. Like, if they, like, because the initial beheading by Kaido was a really, really well done scene. So I would actually really like if they were to do that, like you said, with the contrasting colors and the suspense and everything. That would be dope. That would be definitely dope. What is Zunisha and the real government ships going to do, though? That we'll have to wait and see. That we'll have to wait and see, my friend. It most certainly is going to lead into that final part. Now, I do wonder what Zunisha's role, outside of just hyping up Joy Boy, is going to be here. I mean, of course, we know the history with Zunisha. If Zunisha is going to give us context into the Void Century, we know that, we learned a lot of stuff within the Zou arc. There's obviously a connection there with the overall saga. But overall, Zunisha's reason for, not necessarily the reason, but the purpose for Zunisha being here on Oda's behalf, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that ends up being, whether it be in post Wano or here, whether it be taking people back, right, allowing the Mings to get off, go into onto Zunisha, leave. Zunisha leaves some last words of the Void Century, whatever it is. I look forward to seeing what that ends up being. King's last attack was just like yo, that's true. Andres Gonzalez, top tier respect from his number. That's true. I didn't even think about that. That is really, really true. I appreciate that, Alvaro Chavez. He says, you remind me of my favorite teacher from back in high school in all the best ways. Keep up this peak content, man. I can't wait till the next chapter. Yo, I truly appreciate the kind words. That's super dope. Shout out to your favorite teacher from high school. That was a goat. That was a goat. But I appreciate you, man. It's going to be goated stuff. Goated stuff incoming. Yeah, definitely. There has been no chapter named Luffy vs. Kaido yet. And so, of course, the battle's not going to end just yet. It makes sense. I just found it funny considering the last panel, 1046, 1047, 1048 look absolutely identical. Not only those, there was the chapters leading up to this also had very identical endings. Like if you lead up to the Luffy and Kaido stuff right after the sky split, there was at least 3 chapters where Luffy's hitting Kaido and they're saying, "I'm really having fun now. I'm having fun now." And I think that there was a reasoning for that. Especially that one, the "I'm having fun now" aspect of this entire battle. Because that to me has been one of the main things holding this battle together. The battle against Kaido has been so chaotic, so insane in so many different directions, that has been the one constant, at the very least since Luffy's gotten there. Since Luffy's gotten there, it feels like Kaido's having the time of his life. And we've had that same line, the same ending stated multiple different chapters. And so I think in that same regard, we're getting what we've gotten here with, especially the 1047, 1048 stuff. And 1046 technically, because 1046 he ended with the holding the spear. They look at each other as it's coming right down. 1047 going in with the fist. Now 1048 as it clashes and they're going in. And I definitely think it's on purpose. Because at this point, we've had so many different chapter endings with those two in particular as they're going into something. Heading into something to get us excited for the next chapter. So I do think it is on purpose. Especially, like I said, with the we're having fun now thing. Because that really led into the whole Gear 5th and Kaido truly putting respect on Luffy's name. As in allowing him to fully... we saw in chapter 1042, for example, right? Whenever Kaido was finally allowed to use his entire arsenal against Luffy. And so much so that whenever it was robbed from him, we got to see the pain on his face. And so that's why those chapter endings leading up to it were so important, were so integral. Of like, alright, like, I'm having a lot of fun now. Like, yeah, I can hold nothing back. Like, we're going full in 100%, right? And I feel like in that same way, whenever we get to the end of the fight here, we look back on the rest of these... the way these chapters have ended, we'll definitely see the reason why that was the case. And if not, then it's just because the chapters all ended the same way. You know what I mean? Maybe there is no deep reasoning behind it. D-Cut, somebody just said the same thing. The Fire Dragon reminded me of King's final attack. Somebody else said the same thing. I mean, it's so true. It really does. Zunisha will give them water, die happy, and Wano citizens can eat his meat. Sorry. I mean, first and foremost, pause. But second of all, you don't kill Zunisha. Don't kill Zunisha. What did Zunisha do to you, D-Cut? What did Zunisha do to you? Don't kill our Zunisha. Luffy's not smiling anymore at the end of this chapter. DJ, I noticed that too. And I like that a lot about the panel earlier on whenever they initially clash and we see Luffy. That's why I was like, hold on, Luffy is actually bracing for impact in Gear 5th? Because up until this point in Gear 5th, we've gotten multiple instances where we had a massive attack like this, but he's smiling, he's grinning. And in that particular panel, he was not. He was bracing for impact. And so I was like, yo, this thing has a lot of force. For him to not be smiling right now, he's got to have a lot of force. And so really interesting stuff there. Luffy has to throw the punch next chapter for sure. I mean, Maki Man, at this point, you're probably right. I mean, at this point, what else can be done before that punch comes down? I just wonder what is going to be not the, how do I put this? Like, what's going to be what are we going to see next chapter if we do stay Luffy versus Kaido? What are we going to see next chapter before the fight ends if we don't get a flashback? If we do get a flashback, it's like, what else do we see with Luffy and Kaido up there if the fight is going to end with this punch? Because, like I said, there's also the scenario that they do what they're doing here. They both fall off, and then they have like a 1v1, just both of them throwing hands down on the bottom to finish it off. But if Luffy is going to finish this fight with this punch, then I wonder how much this struggle is going to go on for. Because like what was said earlier by Andres Gonzalez, if this punch is going to end Kaido, we're going to see the struggle until Momonosuke and Yamato have their character moments. And so this could go on for a couple more chapters. But at the same time, like you just said, because Luffy technically did throw the punch this week, it was just blocked. Or it was stopped by the Blazing Bagua. And so it's like, okay, then what now? Because he's attempting to vaporize his fist while Luffy's coming down with Conqueror's coating. This massive, with the Bajarang gun, I think they'll call it. Bajarang gun, the Monkey King gun. Shout out to Bambina. The Bambina gun. But yeah, he came down with it, and then it was like stopped, clashed by the Blazing Bagua. So just interesting stuff there. But I do agree with Andres Gonzalez. Like, if this is going to be the final hit, the final blow, then accompanying it is going to be the Momonosuke and Yamato character stuff. No doubt about that. Trust me, I want to see them box in the Flower Capital more than anyone. Like, that's been my dream since the beginning of this arc. I want to see that so bad. So bad. Wano is probably as mysterious as Laugh Tale forming. Wano has a lot of mysteries to be solved. The Poneglyph, how it was connected to the world once, Kaido's reason for conquering. Definitely Vortex. I agree with you 100%. Especially with the way that Kaido's been talking about it. This place is special because it is Wano. The way that it was called the City of Gold, which means it has that connection potentially to Skypiea. It's like, what happens? What is Wano? Like, what is it? What was it 400, 800 years ago? Onigashima with the giants and the skulls and the Onis. It's like, we know that's going to have big end game importance because of ores. It's like, how does it all connect? And so that is extremely exciting because normally by this point, we would have already gotten the history of the island. Like we've got in every other island up until this point. The thing that makes the island tick, something major within the island. Wano, it's like we continue to get these little bits and pieces in the background, but we haven't seen it yet. And so, providing that context either through Kaido's backstory or through the Poneglyphs at the end of this arc / whatever individual delivers that exposition, it's gonna be crazy. Just finding out the true stuff, the true history of Wano, and then like you said, Poneglyphs and Kaido's reasoning for it. It's like when we get all that information, we're gonna understand why Wano was so important and why they really wanted this place in particular, and why it has been closed off for so long, and then how important it was 800 years ago. The fact that Toki had to escape, right? It's like so many different things connecting to both the Void Century, what I'm going to assume is 400 years ago, considering Ryuma's time, and now. It's like there's a lot of connections all over the timeline of One Piece to Wano. And so it's a very, very important island with a lot of history. What do you think about the consummation of Hell in this arc? I think it's interesting, Lestaban, because we know how important that is to the story of Momotaro. Was it Momotaro? I think it was Momotaro. There was one story in that was influencing, because I was talking to somebody about this on a podcast the other day, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the story was. Regardless, there was one of the stories has it to where uh, who was it? It was basically what Luffy's character is like infiltrating hell in order to go out and take out these individuals. And now we're seeing like the visual representation of that here. But what is very interesting about that here within this arc, like you said, is not necessarily the amount of times it's been mentioned. It's the context and the way that it's been mentioned in multiple different instances, because it's had different meanings, and especially with the transformations too, and then the Zoro's new epithet, and it's like when we get the history of Wano and Onigashima, especially Onigashima, there might be a lot more there. Like, especially when we get to the origin of Devil Fruits 2, there's a lot of stuff there, man. There's a lot of stuff there, but it's really cool. There's a lot of stuff there, but it's really cool. But yeah, I'm going to end this here in a little bit because I do have to get up early. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Off subject, but do you have a channel where you talk about your love for pro wrestling? Nah, I need to, though. Rio and Riley, honestly, if you want to talk about wrestling, just ask a question in the chat. I have no, I would be down to discuss it. No doubt about that. Here on a stream or whatever. The main reason why I would say that there isn't a channel for it is just due to time. But if the opportunity presents itself in the future, we definitely talk about wrestling. No thought about that. Yo, Izzy and Thing, nice. Volume 99 greatness. Definitely planning on doing my video on Volume 99 soon. Very, very soon. Brandon King says, I find it interesting how the three top people in Wano used a fleeing move or were on fire. That's true. That's true. That is true. And then going back to Lestaban's question, it's like there could be a connection there. There could genuinely be a connection there. But you're absolutely right. Not only that, look at the Monster Trio too with their final moves. So, Ifrit of course, flames. Dragon Damnation, even though he cut fire. He cut fire, bro. When he had been building towards the entire arc, testing out against Prometheus, he finally did against King. And then Luffy, of course, utilizing the Red Rock. When I first went up against Kaido, obviously a flame-based attack. But now, we don't know if we're going to see another one of those two. But that is very interesting. That like you said, across the board, that has been pretty prevalent. Yo, King, the stream has been my day. Wasn't feeling the best, but I appreciate you, Monkey Man 117. I'm glad that this stream was able to provide some sort of joy on this day, man. I really hope not only that your day gets better, but the rest of your week gets better too, fam. 100%. I know how that feels. So I really hope that you feel 110% better, yo. And I'm glad the stream was able to provide that sense of comfort. Absolutely, yo. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate y'all. Yo, D Kutch coming in. Yo! D Kutch comes in with it too and says, sorry for killing Zunisha. I take it back. Good night. Good night, yo. Definitely, yo. Man. Absolutely, yo. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate y'all. Means the world. Like I said, I did not expect many people to show up because of the timing. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I had that conversation with Presno earlier. Just really made me think, like what am I doing? Because I was going to just do a pre-recorded reaction today because it was just such a long day, man. And tomorrow's going to be a long day, too. But today I was like, I'm not going to be able to. There's no way I can stream. And here we are, streaming an hour and 33 minutes. having a great stream too, y'all. Like whenever we stream like this, and I see the chat. Like earlier today, somebody said the chat of the true MVPs. You're absolutely right. Like, this is what makes these things so much fun. You know, we can have that back and forth, have that conversation, and I appreciate y'all, man. It's a lot of fun. But I will see y'all next time. Goat peace. I will see y'all this weekend for not only just Roof Piece and the anime, but also the afterthoughts as well. And so I will see y'all. I hope all of you have an awesome sauce of a night and or day. I know it's late, so I'm pretty sure it's early for a lot of y'all. Yo, Malcard one was good, yo. And really hoping for nothing but the best for all y'all this weekend, y'all. Stay easy, keep it easy. For all of y'all who are also going through finals, best of luck. My prayers are there for y'all. And I hope all of y'all pass your stuff. And for the people who are going through it, keep going through it. And I'll make sure to see y'all as soon as I possibly can. But until next time, go peace. We're going to be here for episode 1016 on Saturday. And thank y'all for joining me for this awesome chapter, man. Because this chapter was great. Great stuff with Denjiro. The weight of all the stuff happening in Wano. It just made for that final page to be so glorious. And we got some Gear 5th Luffy and Kaido greatness. What more could you need? You know what I mean? Like, it was a great chapter to come off of a break on. Loved every second of it. I'll see y'all next time, yo. Peace out. Go.